Do you want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth. But for you guys, I'm gonna give you both truth and answers. Tonight, we're at City Walk for a little dinner and to answer your questions that you've asked me since the last video about this whole reopening deal. Let's go inside and check it out. But before we begin, we publish theme park videos on this channel all the time. So hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you'll know when another video is ready for you to view. Before we get into this walk and talk, this dine and discuss, this question and answer, we captured something very exciting in our drive-in.
Yes, we did.
Thanks to camera too. Nikki did a good job capturing with her iPhone this exciting footage of a Jurassic Park roller coaster support column rolling into Jurassic Park.
Just like we were rolling into City Walk.
Like a boss. So the first question regarding the reopening procedures, you guys want to know, what do they mean by limited capacity?
That's right.
Now, Universal didn't specify what limited capacity meant to them. I would guess it can't be higher than what the state allows currently for like restaurants. And that's 50%.
Yeah, they might, the first week, keep it even smaller. Who knows?
Yeah. I did notice a news article, I think it was in the Sentinel, that said limited capacity would be like between 25% and 50%. And I also saw an actual number of 7,000. But that's unconfirmed because Universal has not said anything as far as a percentage or an actual number that will be allowed into the park in phase 1 of its reopening. So another question you guys are asking, does this reopening include Volcano Bay? And it does include the Volcano Bay water park.
Yes, I'm so excited.
The CDC says that chlorine and bromine are known to inactivate COVID-19. So of course that's what we use in the water parks to clean the water, is chlorine and bromine. Volcano Bay will have additional cleaning of the rafts and the vests. They will have a reduced number of tubes in the Lazy River and a reduced number of vests in the Crazy River. They will also reduce the number of guests per raft slide, and there will be no party mixing. So that way only your party will be in the raft. They will not mix you with others that you do not know. The slide that I saw regarding the presentation did not mention face masks. But there is another park in the area that is opening up and they are not requiring face masks at all. They say in fact it's a hazard to wear a face mask on a water ride, but they are recommending that you wear the face mask in between the rides. But no word on Universal as far as their policy yet. Whew, time for a water break already. Ooh. It's hot. We missed all the mild weather.
Yes, all the beautiful Florida weather is gone and now it's just
it's the hot season, so gotta stay hydrated.
Yes.
Oh, one thing about the water slides and the mask and the way they're doing things and stuff, how they're not going to mix parties on the rafts.
Yeah.
Some of those rafts you need like a certain weight or a certain number of people to do the ride. So if you're like a single person or maybe just coming as two,
yeah, you may not get to ride some of them.
Some of the rides might not be available because it requires the weight or the certain number of people.
Ah.
Since if you come in with a small party, so.
Right, I think we should test it out. I think we should go to Volcano Bay.
We will.
I got a new swimsuit, so we should go.
All right, well let's find the next question, finish our water, find the next question, and we'll move on to our dinner, which is gonna be, I heard Twosomes is open.
Yes.
That's why we came out here.
Heck yeah, man.
We'll find out if that's true or not, but we'll have dinner there and we'll answer some more of your questions. Another question you guys have really been wanting an answer to is what about the hotels? And they are taking reservations.
Yes.
In fact, they never stopped.
Oh.
They never stopped taking reservations.
Wow.
I'm not familiar with the capacity rule yet for hotels, but since the park won't be at full capacity, I don't see how they can book every single room.
That's true.
How can you book all the rooms when not all the people would not be able to get into the park?
Right. And my question is, because I have a question which I don't think you're going to be able to answer, is how do they make that a priority that those people who are at a hotel can get in to the park? You can't do that, because what if you have... So it's not a given?
Well, put it this way. What if they reach capacity at noon and you're sleeping in your hotel room and you're going to show up at 1 o'clock and they're just going to let you in? No, they're at capacity.
Right. So do you think it's a first come, first serve?
I do.
Wow.
Regardless, if you're thinking about coming here, you need to go ahead and book your hotels now. Well, what do you guys think? That makes sense, right? Just because you have a hotel card key, it's at capacity. You can't get in.
Right, so there's no guarantee, I guess.
Yeah, it's first come, first serve.
Yeah, as far as we know.
Yeah, that's my logic, and oftentimes logic doesn't apply to the world. But we are here at Twosomes now.
Yes.
I haven't had a lot of luck here.
With food, yeah. You normally get like waffles.
I have a brunch item that I like, but as far as like a real hearty entree, not a lot of luck. You have stuff you like though, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what? I may get what you get.
Okay.
Sorry for the lack of variety, but I think we're going to get the same thing. Let's go inside and check it out. We now have our table inside of Twosomes, so we took our mask off. And they are so smart here. So what do we have here? They give you a little baggie to put your mask in while you're having dinner.
Yeah.
It's funny because I sat down, I took my mask off, and I'm like trying to figure out, is there a place for me to hang it? What do I do with it?
Right.
And then the guy shows up saying, hey, we have bags for them.
Only establishment we've ever been to that has done that so far, and I like it. So good job, Twosomes.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Now, we'll look at the menu. It's a limited menu, and they are disposable. They're like just paper, so use it once, toss it. And then we'll answer some more of your questions regarding the reopening. I have made a decision on my meal. I'm going to go with the 4-cheese flatbread. Nikki, who's the expert here, hasn't made up her mind yet. She's still looking at the menu. But back to your questions. One of the questions you guys have asked is about the face mask, and if you don't have one. And there's been conflicting information. I saw a website that said that if you come without a face mask, there will be disposable ones given to you for free. But that is not what the official press release says. The official press release says that if you're here without a face mask, they will have some available to purchase. And as I was explaining the deal with face masks being free or for purchase, our appetizer did show up, and it is chocolate bread, and it costs, I think, $3.95 for the chocolate bread.
It's so delicious. The bread isn't super sweet though, so it's it's kind of like that semi-sweet.
But it does have chocolate in it.
It does. So it's really good.
Yeah, I recommend that as an appetizer here for sure. Here is my 4-cheese flatbread, which I believe was $12.95. I'm a little worried. It looks a bit fancy for me. Maybe I should have gone with the margarita, but I'll give it a try and give you the final word later. Nikki has tried, I think this is the first time she's trying this, the flatbread tuna melt with an egg on top. I think they asked her if she wanted that. She said yes, so that might be just an option. But she's going to try this for the first time. And it also comes with, looks like some type of chip. And now, Rick's quick food review of Twosomes. Specifically, what do you have, Nikki?
The tuna melt. Oh, so good. It was probably the best tuna fish sandwich I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. I mean, and I love Disney's, what is it, the Harbor House?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. This, hands down. Woo, with the egg. Never even thought of doing that before. So happy I did it.
Was it the egg that put it over the top?
And the bread. Oh, it was like a big piece of like Texas toast in a way. Oh, it was so good.
Like a lot of garlic?
Yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't like there was no top on it. It was just the big piece of bread and then the tuna fish on top and then the egg. And, oh, it's so delicious.
Anytime you put an egg on top of something, it's going to make it better. It's going to elevate it.
That's true.
That's an elevated tuna melt, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. So.
Was it a melt?
Yeah. Okay. I think that's what they call it. Yeah.
So I had the 4-cheese flatbread. At first, the first few bites, I was disappointed. I thought I should have gone with margarita, but as I went through eating the 4-cheese flatbread, it grew on me.
It's a little fancy for you.
It is fancy for me.
You're a very simple guy.
Yeah. So I think I would prefer the margarita flatbread a little bit more.
Yeah, probably.
But the 4-cheese was good. But it cost me a couple bucks more.
Oh.
I don't know if it was $2 better.
Well, I tell you, the tuna melt is now my new favorite. Hands down.
Well, there you go.
My go-to.
Come to the Chocolate Emporium, get the chocolate bread and that tuna melt.
Only if you like tuna fish, obviously.
And I think all the flatbreads are pretty good anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. Can't go wrong.
All right. Well, I think we're under 2 minutes review, and that's what I like to do. Keep those under 2 minutes. Rick's quick food reviews.
2 minutes and 2 seconds.
And back to your questions, someone asked would there be safety monitors.
Like hall monitors?
Yeah, like in school. Safety monitors.
Our little vests.
Actually, what Universal is going to have are, they're calling them ambassadors.
Oh.
They will be around the park, there's supposed to be a lot of them, to help you understand the rules. But it would be cool if they had the little belts like when you're in elementary school. The
Yeah,
safety
exactly.
monitors.
The little belt that comes across.
Hall monitor, safety patrol, whatever they were.
Yes, safety patrol.
Patrol guards is where we call them in elementary.
No, I think me and the kids both call them like what?
I don't know, but I don't want to interrupt
Safety
you.
patrols. Safety patrols, yeah.
I don't want
safety patrols.
to interrupt you, but at Universal, they are ambassadors. Well, it's raining, so I'm buying Nikki an umbrella. I lost the bet earlier, and this is how she chooses to cash in on the bet. I gotta buy her umbrella. But I just noticed here, some of the mannequin clothing is actually for sale. You can buy some of this.
That is awesome. Oh my goodness.
And another question that is asked by our international viewers is, what about international guests? And right now I have no idea. I don't know if we're going to have a ban on people coming over here, or if your country's going to have a ban on you coming over here. So I really don't know what's going to happen with international guests at this time. And then of course the other question that's often asked is, what about the virtual lines? And yes, both parks, Universal and Islands of Adventure, will have more virtual lines. And then people want to know, what about the rides that need 3D glasses? 3D glasses will still be in use on those rides. For example, the Amazing Spider-Man will still be 3D, but the team members will individually hand out glasses. You don't have a big group of glasses that everyone reaches in and grabs your own glasses. They will be handed to you. And a big question people want to know about is, what about the lockers? And that was in the press release, or the like the fact sheet. And what they say about lockers is that every other locker bank will be disabled, and guests will be led to the locker area by a team member to store their items. So it's not like you can just go into the locker area by yourself. You'll be led in there, which is a bit surprising to me. I did not expect that. And some of you really want to know, when will Disney reopen? We have the dates for Universal open to the public on June 5th, but Disney did not present. They did not give a plan to the Orange County government when Universal did, so we don't know. Now, the next meeting of the Economic Recovery Task Force, that's where they present their plans, that will be on May 27th. So we'll keep an eye out for the news outlets and see if Disney presents a plan on the 27th. And when we have their information, we will relay that to you. Well, now that the rain has kind of stopped, at least slowed down, do you have any thoughts of what I just talked about, Nikki? The virtual lines, the lockers, Disney opening?
All things that I think we probably could have predicted were going to happen. I mean, it just makes sense, you know, with the virtual lines. The locker situation being smart, that they walk you in, right? And some are banked where you can't get to them and things like that. So yeah, I mean, all of that just makes sense.
Well, the virtual lines was an easy call.
Yeah.
I mean, they already do that in some rides anyway, so that was easy.
Exactly.
Now, everyone complains about the locker situation as it is. That's why you guys were asking about it, because it's always a mess.
It is.
Especially like with the Harry Potter lockers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right by Escape from Gringotts. Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting that they're going to actually walk you in.
Right.
So that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like you know, Disney may present on the 27th. We don't know yet. They didn't say.
Right.
But that will be the next opportunity to find out what they're doing. Well, you know what, since we have some rain in the area, maybe we go get a donut and have another segment of vloggers in cars eating donuts. Well, it looks like we're back to vloggers in cars getting donuts. And we have our Voodoo donuts right here.
Yep.
Let's see, what did you get?
I got the apple fritter.
And then we got a grape ape for our daughter, and I got a plain glazed.
Yep.
I'm so boring.
You are.
And I think those 3 donuts were $7.40-ish.
Yeah, $7.41 before our annual pass. Which
I need to mention, the annual pass now, mine usually would get a 20% discount.
Yeah.
They've upped it to 25% for the time being.
Yes, so for every level you get an extra 5%.
Get a bump up.
Woohoo!
So that was good. That's a nice little thing. What else? Oh, I guess we can just talk about some of the random things that are happening here. Yeah. Some of it's very good information. I shouldn't just like call it random stuff.
Right, exactly.
Let's refer to my notes. A couple things we need to mention is that they no longer, or they will not be offering valet during this time frame.
Yeah, during these phases.
The beginning phases.
Yes.
And another thing, the interactive areas will not be ongoing. Won't be happening.
What do you mean by
like the child play area and stuff?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yes. So the playground area is like that, like Woody's, you know, area.
Anything that's touchy-touchy.
Yes.
No touchy-touchy.
So we did ask about face mask versus face shield.
Yeah.
And a person who actually works in
Guest services,
she couldn't even answer that question. She said, right now, stick with just covering the mouth and nose with a mask of that sort. But she said she's gonna check into it. So maybe we'll get the answer eventually through Universal.
Because some of you have asked about the clear like face shields versus a mask, and they did not have an answer for that right now.
Well, and I do know that when you do see somebody with the face shield, that the mask, they also have a mask on as well.
Yeah.
So you never see just one thing.
Right.
And then also we asked about, well, what happens if you come with a doctor note or you have a disability? They do have accommodations for that. Now, she didn't directly say what those accommodations were, but there can be some accommodations if you cannot wear a mask.
Yeah, if you come with a doctor's note,
yes,
they'll do something for you. Don't know what, but they will. And the other thing I want to note, and I don't like talking about masks, but I've got to explain some things.
Right.
We were here for a couple hours. It was hot and humid. I would bring multiple masks.
Yeah, don't think that you can just get away with one throughout the day. Just for comfort's sake, not even talking about
grossness sake,
bacteria
sweating,
or anything like that. But yeah, just for overall comfort, it's a challenge. We weren't here very long. And
well, the one I wore tonight is cloth, and it did come in a 3-pack. And you brought one extra for me.
Yes.
But yeah, highly recommend multiple masks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what else? Oh, some other guidelines or the fact sheet that they gave me.
Yes.
The post-shows meet and greets will be eliminated. So I was curious if that means they're still going to have shows like the Maryland show and stuff, but there will not be that meet and greet afterwards. Right.
So maybe if they do the show, they'll have the area like sectioned off.
Yeah.
They'll do the performance, and then they'll be able to drive away in the car.
Yeah. It actually says, you know, post-show meet and greets will be eliminated. The characters will remain staged for photos instead. Okay, so that's that. And then no parades will run during this initial reopening period.
Right.
The dining locations are going to offer more mobile ordering and contactless payments.
Now, to go back to the parade, now I think what's going to happen is that those performers who are in the parade will be up on the floats, and you can have pictures of them. You know, it was.
I don't understand.
Yeah, the way it was worded.
If there's no parade, why are they talking about floats? Because it says here, but individual float interactions will have performers remain on floats when greeting guests.
So to me, okay, so this is how I see it, is say like when, you know, Dora comes out and she does her performance, you know, out in front of Mel's and SpongeBob, maybe they stay at a distance, you know, for photographs.
And this is just speculation. I don't understand the difference between standing and watching a parade go by versus standing and watching what they do on that corner. So this is just speculation.
Right.
All I can do is read the note, which makes no sense to me.
Right. It's a little, yeah, like the way it's worded, it's a wait and see.
You know what? I'll read it again. Here it is. See if you guys understand.
Yeah.
No parades will run during this initial reopening period, but individual float interactions will have performers remain on floats when greeting guests.
Yeah, so I
don't know. Let's move on from that.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense. Maybe it does to you.
But we'll wait and see, right? We'll just have to see how it goes.
All dining menus will be converted to single use only. That was the case at Twosome's.
Yeah, it was really cool because they said, do you want to take it with you because like
souvenir.
as a souvenir? And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like the menu that has all of the milkshakes on it. I thought it was awesome.
We didn't take it though.
No, it didn't fit in my backpack.
And the condiments will be individual packets.
Makes sense.
Can't go everyone grabbing your mustard and your ketchup, just packets. No buffet or single option or self-service. Let me start over. No buffet or self-service options will be available in restaurants. Hand sanitizers. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
This is a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Hand sanitizers will be available at the entrance and exit of every ride, merchandise, and food beverage location.
Right.
Now, the fact sheet I received today in the press sheet says, you know, my press release, guests will be required to use hand sanitizer before boarding ride vehicles.
Wow.
I hope you stayed to the end. I hope no one dropped off because that's an important one.
Yeah, so like, okay, so say we're about to get on the Mummy.
The Mummy.
And before you enter the last little bit before you get on the ride, you're going to be required to have hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that's where I read it. Okay. That was in the press release.
All right, well that's something.
So, oh, and more about the rides. You guys who stay to the end, you're getting the good stuff. There will be staggered spacing on ride vehicles and in-line queues to help with distancing of groups. Please note, this may cause wait times to be a bit longer than normal.
I think we're all prepared for that.
Yeah,
I think as long as we can get back to normalcy a little bit, we'll take whatever we can get. So
it's not like the mummy seats. What is the mummy seat like? 4, like maybe like 12 or 16 people. It's not going to be packed full of 16 people or
right.
12, whichever it is.
Right.
I know it's 4 across. I don't know if there's 3 rows or 4 rows. Stop checking my math. I know that. That's what she was doing. I could see it in her eyes, checking my math. It's either 12 or 16 on the mummy. It's not going to be packed unless you come with a group, your own party of 16 or 12 people.
Right.
So it'd be like, if you're a party, you could, like, if there's 4 of us, get in the front row, then they probably wouldn't seat the second row.
Right.
Then the third row would have whatever party would be there.
Exactly.
So staggering of the lines, the rides, which is expected.
Yeah.
We kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the hours of operations. Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, IOA and US, will be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Volcano Bay will be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So Studios and IOA shutting down a little earlier.
Yeah. Probably for cleaning and things like that.
Yeah, so that's all the notes I have.
You better clean out my car.
Oh, this is your car, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I will clean it up. The other thing is, I should note is, go visit my website. On the very front page, the home page, scroll down to the bottom. I have the PDFs of all this information.
Right.
The slides that were used in the presentation to the task force.
Right.
Those are all there. And I have the fact sheet too. That's a PDF form as well. Just go to myrixflix.com, the homepage, scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see the symbol for the PDF and the 2 of them, and you can check out the details for yourself, because I didn't touch on everything.
Right, and it shows the whole sequence of events from booking, you're making contact, with Universal to book your hotel or whatever, all the way through the end. It kind of gives you a nice little outline of things you can expect. So it was very informative, I thought.
I would like to note though, all that information, all those PDFs are subject to change. So if you read it now and then you come in July, it's going to change by then.
Oh yeah, I think it's just going to be a constant flow of making adjustments and changes as you go. I think that this is just the initial.
Well, of course, as we get into different phases, things will change. Like one day, face masks will be optional. Who knows? I hope so. And with all that being said,
that was the magic, that was the fun.
Thanks for watching Rix Flicks, and now it's time to relax.